and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Racing Stacks TBR. I'm really sorry about the noise. There is a storm happening. I bought myself a new microphone in the hopes that it would drown out some of that noise and now I can't find it. I've had it 2 days. 2 days, that's it. So essentially, if you've not seen this before because you missed last month's TBR, I have kind of abandoned my Top Trumps TBR moving into 2022. I wanted to try something a little bit different, and my brother and I have collaborated on a racing game where I will run through the stacks and I will collect up different books, and then I'm given a list of prompts at the end, which are all related to different genres. There are loads of different images that will pop up. Now, if you did watch last month, you will know that the racing stacks went really fast and I really struggled in general to do it. So I'm doing it on my laptop this time instead of my computer because I'm hoping that will make it slightly easier and also a bit more comfy. And I've also made Kieran make the pictures a little bit bigger so that you can see what I'm aiming for, because obviously each image is a different genre, so I can aim for different genres, and it's moving a bit slower. Kieran thinks it's moving too slowly. I think it's moving fine. I think it's moving fine. I really struggled with the first one. So what I will do is I will put an image of the racing stacks behind me so that you can see what I can see on my screen as I'm playing it. Now, what I have said in the past is that I will probably, if I don't like the first load of prompts for my racing stack, I will race again. I'm only allowed up to 3 races, and if I don't like the first 2, I can't go back to them. It will have to be whatever the third one is. So I am in the mood definitely for this wintry season to actually read some Christmas and wintry romances. I was talking to Molly the other day. I am not really a summer romances person, but I do really enjoy a wintry romance. So I'm hoping that I can tick some of those off in December. Also, short reads probably should be added to this TBR as it's the last one, but I'm so far away from my 300 goal that it's not that I've given up, but also I've given up just a little bit, because the last few months I've been reading books that are like 600-700 pages long, and I've been really enjoying that. That I almost don't want to read the short reads that I've been putting off all year because I'm still putting them off. Enough preamble, I will crack on with this game. Like I said, you should be able to see what I can see, so you'll be able to see just how bad I am at this game that I helped create. So we'll click start. Like I said, it is moving a lot slower. I don't mind adventure. I'm not in the mood for any more middle grades or historical fiction. I think that's non-fiction I just selected, or potentially that one is. I can't even remember what half of these are. That's thriller, I think. Ooh, what have we got? Where are all the romances? I'm looking, so the romances should have hearts in them somewhere. Loads of historical fictions. There you go, the hearts and hands is what I'm looking for. Oh, I've lost my key. So it will only select it if the hand touches it, but the hand obviously has to be out of the way. So okay, so the first one is, ooh, we've got 1 romance and just the highest rated. And classic got haiku titles. So haiku titles as a prompt is that essentially I have to create a haiku out of titles, which means it's 3 books that need to have 5, 7 and 5 syllables in the title. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. So already that's a hard pass from me. Fantasy is a last chance author. These are some really messed up prompts with like the ones that it selected. Like, I don't mind a couple of like tricky ones, but that's almost like an entire racing stack of hard prompts. That's going to be a no from me. I'm going to go again. So we're going to click start again. Now my issue is that I'm trying to do it with, like, I almost want to do it the other way. I want to be able to tap with this hand because this is my stronger hand and move my arm with my left hand, but that also feels really wrong. So I'm going to try that next and see if I'm any better if it's the other way around, but probably not. We will see. We will see. Okay, so we're going to click go. Oh, okay, so I've got another one of those ones already. Don't know what that is. I don't want any sci-fi. I'm not in the mood for sci-fi. Not sure what that candle one is either. I think candles are gothic. Oh, there we go, romance. Adventure should be fine. I think that's non-fiction or literary, the hearts. There's too many of these planets. I don't want those planets. Those planets are the sci-fi. Middle grade are those little square puzzle pieces. I think that's gothic I just clicked. No, keep your hand away. Oh, romance. Oh no, I missed it. Oh, I missed it. That's annoying. Okay, let's see if we can keep an eye out for another one. It's really hard. Oh no, that's a sci-fi! I didn't want that. I didn't want that. Okay, so we've got a couple of thrillers. We've got one romance. Readathon prompt. I don't know if there are any readathons in December, but I can definitely have a look. I wasn't going to do any readathons in December, but that's my fault for not taking that prompt out. Adventure matches my outfit. I don't know if I have any adventures that are beige. That could be interesting. Oldest book in... No, I'm going to risk it, and I'm going to do it for a third time, and then whatever this stack is, that's the stack I'm going to have to go with, which is terrifying. It wasn't any easier with the other hands, so I think I'm just going to try it the way I was doing it beforehand, because clearly I'm just struggling. And whatever comes out in the next one, that's going to be it. So let's give it a go. Okay, we are aiming for romance. I want some more romance prompts. Let's see what that one is. Oh, there's one. There's one. Haha. Okay. I think the mushrooms are non-fiction. Don't want middle grades. Did that last month. I think the Suns are contemporary as well. I did make these, so I should know that. Okay, I've got 3 romances now, so that's better than it was before. And I'm pretty sure those little orbs are adventure. But like I said, I haven't played this for a while. Oh, okay, so the mushrooms are contemporary. That makes sense. Okay, so we've got... Actually, this is much, much better. Already, this is much, much better, which is good because it's the final one. So as prompt lists go, that should have been that way around. Anyway, so we've got a literary, a new to me author. That's interesting. Horror, an underrated author. Romance, monsters. Oh no. I already know what book I'm going to pick for that one. A contemporary random page generator, so that's going to be fun. I will do that after this, so that I can show you the recording of that as well. But I will do a random page generator and we will find the book together for that one. Romance, a cute cover, a cold word in the title for another romance, an adventure with a purple cover, a fantasy debut author. That is great. I love that for me. Romance with an orange cover. Oh, I'm so annoyed at myself. I literally just read Dial A for Aunties and that would have been perfect. I don't know if I have any other orange colour ones. Oh shit. Okay, great. And then contemporary, lowest rated contemporary. That's going to be interesting. Okay, so what I'll do next is I will stop recording this. Okay, so what I've done is I have gone onto my Goodreads own TBR shelf and I have looked up just how many pages is my lowest page book that I own and the highest. And the shortest one is the Communist Manifesto for 52 pages and the longest is War and Peace for 1300 pages. So I really would like it not to be that. But I've just gone onto Google for their number generator. I've put those 2 numbers in and now I'm going to click generate and we're going to see which book has been selected for my number generator. Now obviously the genre should be contemporary, so I'm looking for a book that I own that is a contemporary of this. Now if there's only one book that has that number page but I still need a contemporary, I will then scroll down to see the first contemporary that has more pages than that. So hopefully it won't do me dirty, but we'll see. So my generated number is no. Oh no. Okay, 1223. I don't think I have a contemporary. Oh, okay. Oh no. Does the goldfinch count? I think I unhauled this. Oh no. Oh, it does. Oh, it is a contemporary. Shit. Okay. Great. Love that for me. I genuinely think I might have unhauled this. Okay. Oh no. And the other 2 are like proper classics. Because even Imaginary Friends not close enough. Oh no. Oh, that's so unfair. I'm just... we're just gonna see. We're just gonna see what it is. 282. Let's see. Okay, so there isn't one on 282, that's just that. So Midnight Library is not a book I wanted to read at all. But I'm pretty sure it's a contemporary. Oh, that's no better. That hasn't helped me. Oh no. I never thought that I would choose The Goldfinch. But even when I cheated, I got a book I didn't really want to read. So, great. The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt is going to be on my December TBR. Right, I'm going to go and choose. I'm going to go and choose the rest of my books and try not to cry. I'll be back.
2 hours later.
Okay, let's address the continuity. The sun has set in the time that it has taken me to pick some books. I've hosted a live stream, my hair has dried, and I have no idea where I put my headband. But we are back. I have my stack of books here, so I'm going to go through the prompts that I was set and the books that I'm going to read for December, and I will also include the 2 books that I will be reading for read-alongs and book clubs at the end. So, let's get my list out. First on the list was a literary book where the author is new to me. So I will be reading Love After Love by Ingrid Persaud. I'm not entirely sure how to say that. But anyway, it's the Costa winner for 2020. I bought this back in November and haven't got around to reading it yet, so I really need to. But essentially this is about a woman who, I think she's either Jamaican or Dominican, but her husband dies and she starts to kind of go through the process of grieving, but you find out that actually it was quite a abusive marriage, and her son is kind of coming to terms with the fact that his heroes might have not been good people, and it seems to be a very people orientated story, and I'm really excited for it. It was one of the first books I bought, like I said, when I set up Waypoint Books, so I have been intrigued by this, but I've had it too long. I need to pick it up and I need to read it now, but it's an author that's new to me. I've not read anything else by them, so that's the first one. Next is a horror by an underrated author. Now, I only own horror books by Stephen King, who's overrated, Grady Hendrix, who I think is overrated, and Stephen Graham Jones, who I don't know if he's overrated or underrated because I haven't had a chance to read the books that I own by him yet. So I wanted to find something that was underrated. I'm going to use this as an opportunity to put The Monsters of Rookhaven back on my TBR. Now, you will know that this has been on my TBR once before. I had planned to read this for one of the readathons previously, but I just didn't get around to reading it. It is horror themed, even though it's a middle grade, so I'm going to allow it, but essentially this is about a creepy monster family and twins that are human fall through some plane of existence and land on their doorstep, and shenanigans ensue. But I know that having read the first 40 or 50 pages, there are some quite dark themes and definitely horror tropes in this. So I'm counting it, and I'm hoping I can finally tick this one off my list as well. Next is a monster romance. Romance being the genre, monsters being the prompt, and I'm going to put Rhapsodic on my TBR again. Now, if you've watched any of my TBR videos before, you will know that if something has come up on my TBR 3 times and I've not read it, I unhaul it. This is Rhapsodic's last chance. If I do not read this book in December, it's going. That's it. But I've been told by my flatmate Lizzie that it needs to go to her. So if I don't read it in December, she will get hold of it. It will still be in my house, and maybe I'll pick it up again in the future. Who knows? But this is the one, the Bargainer series. Like I said, I think I've described it before, so I'm not going to go too deep into it, but essentially it's pretty girl, monster, shenanigans. I'm expecting it to be somewhat steamy. I'll be disappointed if it isn't, but yeah. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know why I'm not more excited for it, to be honest. But it was the one that the moment I saw I got monster romance as a prompt, I was like, I know I need to just get it read. I need to just get it done. So the next is obviously the contemporary, where the page generator really did me dirty, Goldfinch. It's about a painting and a boy and some other shenanigans, and there's probably going to be, I think there's problematic shit in this. I think that's why I unhauled it in the first place. It was in the box of stuff that I was going to unhaul. I just wasn't quick enough. So, I'm not gonna lie, if I don't read this in December, I will unhaul it, and I just need to take it off my own TBR shelf on Goodreads. That's what I should have done. I should have pretended that I didn't pull it, changed that thing around and re-recorded it, but I'm too honest and stupid for my own good. Next is two romances, one which is a cute cover and one which is a cold word. So I'm going to read No Room at the Cornish Inn for the cute cover, just because I think that house and the snow is just really adorable, and like I said at the beginning, I really wanted to get some more wintry romances in and Christmas themed romances. This is a one bed trope book, I think, and it's a slightly older author, it's a slightly older character. Essentially a woman runs away to Cornwall and starts running this inn and falls in love with an Irishman, and it just sounds really cute, and it's a really cute cover, and I do really enjoy the cartoony front covers, so that just looks really sweet. I'm looking forward to giving that one a go. And then the cold word, I'm going to be using A Winter Wonderland for that one. So this is about a girl who has kind of fallen out of love too many times to really believe in love anymore, and what she's decided is I don't think she makes the choice, I think someone makes the choice for her that she is going to go and help in a Lapland Santa winter wonderland, and then she falls in love with that, because of course she does, that's what a romance is. And then next was a fantasy debut. I'm going to go with The Unbroken. I'm not entirely sure this is the first book that C.L. Clarke ever wrote, but Goodreads is calling it a debut, so I'm going to go with it. And essentially this seems to me to be a Gideon the Ninth style narrative, but set with African mythology, so I'm quite intrigued by that. I know it's going to be political, high fantasy, LGBTQ. I'm really excited for this one, and I think this was an Illumicrate book as well, so you probably have a prettier copy than I do, but I'm still very excited to read it. And then next was another romance and an orange cover. Now I didn't have any romances with orange covers or orange on them at all, but I have got Ghosted, which is a love story which has orange on it, and the hardback is very orange, and this is about basically a woman who has been again abused by her husband. I don't know why I'm laughing, that's not a funny thing to say. I think I'm just considering this is something that is not very nice to me. I keep picking books with this as a theme in it. Her husband's not been very nice to her, and he then mysteriously goes missing. She then gets investigated because she did not go and look for him. But it's a love story in like how she continued to look after him while she's also looking after her family that are very sick. So it's going to be a more of like a contemporary love story than classic romance. But I just didn't have anything else that kind of fit the prompt. And I was supposed to read this in October for Gothtober. This was going to be the dark romance book that I was going to read, but I didn't get a chance to read it then, so I'm going to TBR it again now. Next is Adventure and Purple. I'm going to be reading Lost in the Neverwoods, which is the Peter Pan retelling by Aidan Thomas. I am probably also going to read Peter Pan, and I might even do that as a vlog where I read Peter Pan and remind myself just how fucking problematic that book is, and then read this and see what elements of it keeps, which elements it loses. I know that obviously it's a Latinx author, it'll be LGBTQ I assume, so I've got loads of things to like compare and see how that's dealt with, but I'm really intrigued by that, and obviously this is a pre-order, so I've got high hopes for my pre-order. I'm excited for that one. And if you haven't seen the front cover for Aidan Thomas's 2022 release, go and check that out because it's stunning. And then finally the last one is Pizza Girl. I cannot find my copy anywhere, but that was my lowest rated contemporary. And that is about a young woman who finds out that she's pregnant and isn't really sure she wants to keep the baby, isn't really sure she wants to keep the boyfriend, and she delivers pizzas, and she kind of stumbles across this woman who is raising kids by herself, and their lives kind of become entangled. I believe it becomes like an LGBTQ romance as well, but it's a bit of a psycho one, so I'm quite intrigued by that one to see where that goes. Can I find my copy? No. Hopefully I will find it soon so that I can read it. And then finally are my two book clubs. Hullabaloo it started off as a hiatus. I think we're wrapping that up. I don't think Hullabaloo Books is going to be happening again. I think our tastes are just too different, and I don't know what the book for Lamentable Library is going to be yet. We've got all of the books for 2022 sorted, but I don't know what the book for December of 2021 is going to be, so I will put that in the description if and when I find out what that is. But for the Bevies and Books, the prompt, I can't remember what the drink is, but I know that the prompt is a cold word. So even though I could pick my cold word prompt, which was obviously put in for that, I might also put on The Winter Duke, which is an LGBTQ narrative about a woman who becomes a duke and has to, like, there's like political stuff in this, rivalries, and I believe there's an element of romance in it as well, but obviously it's got the phrase winter in it. I'm really, really intrigued by this one. I hadn't heard anything about it, and it kind of came out recently, so I guess that's why it's at the forefront of my mind. I would really like to pick this one up, but I will only pick this one up if I get the other one finished, because otherwise I will not have a Cold War one to read. So I need to, yes, prioritise the other one, but adding this one just in case. And then obviously the Dead Famous read along. We are on to book 11, which is really exciting. Thankfully it's another short one, but if you don't know what the Skullduggery Pleasant series is, it's a middle grade series, or at least it starts as middle grade. We're now firmly into YA territory, about a skeleton detective and a girl called Valkyrie Kane who nearly destroyed the world a few times, but she's doing her best to save it, and it's just a really good time. If you haven't tried out this series yet, then what are you doing? But yes, so that is my TBR. It's a nice, I think this is the shortest TBR I've had all year, and that is on no longer caring if I hit 300 books or not. But let me know which book on your TBR you are most excited to get to. Apologies again for the random light changing and radical continuity errors. I hope the sound of the storm outside hasn't been too irritating. I know that listening to the traffic is not my favourite part of editing either, so apologies for that as well. But other than that, I hope you're having a nice day, and I will see you again very soon.